Assalamualaikum and hello YouTube, my name is Nur Muhammad from NMWatch and we are back with another SOTC, right? So state of the collection. So this time around I'm going to be showing you guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 how much it is, 7 Seikos and 1 Citizen, basically my Japanese watch brands, so that I've been collecting since 2014. And let's start with number 1, right? So basically this video was requested by a few of my subscribers. So Sean asked me that how big or how small or what do you still have in your collection, and yeah, I think I'm gonna be showing you guys in a few parts. So this is the Japanese brand where we're gonna have Seiko and a Citizen, right? So first up is the watch that started it all, and not really this one though. Yeah, I think my first ever watch is a micro brand from Obrys Morgan, but yeah, this one is the first Seiko that I've had, and it was like very cheap back then. I think this thing cost me like what, less than $150, but if you are to search for something for this exact model, or even the much more popular, the orange Seiko Monster Gen 2 version, those are going to be costing you $500 and more, right? So that is why this Seiko Monster Gen 2 SRP 313K1 is a keeper in my collection, because this is, this kind of started it all, right? So 42 millimeters in diameter, thickness of about 13.5 millimeters, and a lug of 48 millimeters, and with that 20 millimeters lug, making it an easy watch to wear day in and day out. But of course the bracelet, right? So it is a unique bracelet, only being used in the Seiko Monster Seiko Monster series. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I do think that this is the only watch being used for this particular model, right? So, and I've swapped out the bracelet, the clasp, to a Saint Martin 6 micro adjust clasp here, because I think that feels way much better. I just hate the diverse extension that usually is available around here, and it hurts my my under wrist, right? So that is why I prefer it on this particular clasp, right? So of course the movement is using the ever reliable 4R36 movement, and that design, right? The design of the case is very unique. It looks like no other watch in this industry. So do tell me that if I'm wrong, if you found something from another brand that looks almost looks close to this Seiko Monster, but I don't think so, right? So 120 clicks ratcheting bezel, so there's a bit of play there. So it's kind of a trademark of Seiko Monster bezel though. Yeah, that kind of annoyed by it, but now I don't really bother about it anymore, right? So those significant design where we have that Dracula or shark tooth style indices here, and that makes it a unique unique watch in my opinion, right? So let's just quickly put it on the wrist. Quick wristwatch check. Today is the last my Seiko SRP H21. This is the latest Seiko, the only Seiko that I've bought in 2022, right? So you know what, let's just put it over there before featuring that one out, right? So I have a 6.75 inch wrist, so wearing this watch one whole day it's not really that heavy, but yeah, still it is going to be tiring for some. But yeah, I think it is okay because I've swapped it out to this particular class, and that bit doesn't really hurt my wrist anymore, right? So that is watch number 1, the first ever Seiko that I have bought somewhere in 2014. And fast forward 2 years later, this model came out, I think 2015. The Seiko Turtle reissue came out, and I didn't bought it at that time, but when this version, the PADI version, came out, you know what, I just say I saw that the watch in the I think on blog to watch, I think, and I immediately booked to go to an AD here in Malaysia and book one of these. So I think a few weeks later, maybe a month later, the watch came in, and I was blown away by the quality. And still I do think that if this is the best looking Seiko PADI that they have produced, right? So I don't think the recent PADI versions are good enough, in the aesthetic wise. And yeah, still do let me know if I'm wrong there, guys, right? So a combination of I think red and blue red and blue colors on the aluminium bezel insert, and you do have that red and white printing at the chapter ring beneath the minute chapter ring, and we have that, you know, your classic looking 6309 or turtle indices style there with the, I think this is the first model that is using the Prospect logo. Again, do let me know if I'm wrong there, but I just do like this aesthetic of this, where we have the red red mini hands with your big hour hands here, and your typical lollipop second hands, and the combination of this red and blue just looks very cool in my opinion, right? So I don't really like the bracelet that it came with, so that is why I've been using it on this Borealis vulcanized rubber strap for the past, I know guys, maybe for the whole 1 year. I don't really plan to take it off, and I used to wear this thing a lot. Yeah, you can see there are tons of battle scratches over there, and this is, this, I think starting from this version, they don't really put any Seiko S logo at the crown, but yeah, still an awesome looking watch. 45 millimeters in diameter, 47 millimeters from lug to lug, and a thickness of about 13 millimeters. But don't let the 45 millimeters diameter scare you, because it is still a very comfortable watch to wear even on my skinny 6.75 inch or 17 centimeters. So just have to get it off the bracelet, because it will add too many weight on your wrist, and put it on an excellent rubber strap such as this one. And yeah, I think that looks awesome in my opinion, and I don't plan to sell this one in the future, right? So that is watch number 2, and the third watch that I still have in my collection is the Citizen, the only Citizen that I have in my collection right now. So this is the NY0040. I have bought this for at I think 2018. I have been stalking, I've been trying to get this since 2016 or 17, and finally the seller reduced the price and I've got it for a very competitive price at that point in time. So I've been toying with the idea of selling this watch a few times, but many of you told me to hold on to it, and yeah, that is certainly what I did, and yeah, I'm glad I hang on to this particular watch. 41 millimeters in diameter, lug to lug of 47 millimeters, a very slender 13 millimeters in thickness, and again 20 millimeters lug width, and yeah, and it features one of the most easiest bezel to use, 60 click bezel insert. And you can see that Citizen really excels in the bezel department, because everything aligns, and the bezel is really a joy to use, right? So of course we're not going to have ceramic bezel insert here. Aluminum bezel insert is the way to go, but the classic design, right? So these the indices are your typical Citizen indices. So I really wanted to have the blue dial version for this particular piece, but yeah, maybe I'll get it in the later iteration, but we will see. The only downside for this particular watch is that I don't really mind the crown, really, the movement, right? So I think the movement is from the 8000 series, the 8203 to be exact. I think I might be wrong there. And yeah, of course it has that day and date wheel at the 3 o'clock, and you can hand wind it though, but it is using that non-hacking movement, which kind of annoys some, including me, but yeah, still I can live with it, right? So you can see that it's quite difficult to yeah, not really that easy to use, because I'm used to hand winding the crown on using my right hand, although I'm a left-handed guy. So but yeah, still not that bad, right? So of course it came on a rubber strap, but I've put it on this San Martin bracelet, which looks cool in my opinion. And yeah, you do get this one if you like this particular design. That dial is full lume, by the way, and it's not really that bright, to be completely honest with you, right? So next up is another Seiko monster, right? So somewhere in 2020, or is it 2019, Seiko came up with this 4th gen Seiko monster, and it divides opinion, guys, because some people thought that it doesn't really look as good as the 2nd gen or even the 3rd gen, but I checked it out at some ADs here, and I saw that I was like, that it looks okay. It's not that bad, to be completely honest. And this is a gift from my wife, and she knows that I'm into this hobby. That is why she got it for me. Thank you very much, wifey. And yeah, when I received it, I was like, yeah, it looks absolutely awesome and cool in my opinion, right? So we have this black DLC coated bezel, not bezel insert, but DLC coated stainless steel bezel with that dark blue. Sometimes it looks like a turquoise look to it, but it is a very, very dark blue with a little bit of sunburst inside there. And you can see that the indices are all in this Fortina Loom. It looks like a Fortina Loom, but it glows blue in the dark, which is quite quite weird in my opinion, right? So, and of course, with the 4th generation monster, they have introduced this candy bar Cyclops, which annoys some people a lot, but I don't really mind it because I have an aging eyes. I'm 46 this year, so that is why I think having a candy bar on Cyclops at the top of the crystal does make it easier to use to read the time. The day and the date, right? So again, prospect logo at the 6 o'clock, and of course the bracelet. They have changed the bracelet on this particular 4th gen. You can see that it has this male and links, right? So which is a bit annoying, but still I don't really mind it. But this bracelet is very, very cool in my opinion. But you see that gap there, yeah, that kind of a sign of less quality control from Seiko, but yeah, I don't mind it. Right, so again, the clasp is your typical Seiko, and that is why I swap it out to this what do you call this, ratcheting buckle from Saint Martin. And yeah, I think it suits the watch really, really nicely. And let's just see how it looks. Right, so let's just put it here and see. Yep, very, very cool looking in my opinion. If my wrists are swelling, I can just move this one and give it a bit space. And yeah, this is how I roll with the Seiko Monster 4th gen nowadays, right? So that is watch number 4. I think I bought she gave me somewhere in this one in 2020. Next up is the watch, the Seiko, the only Seiko 5 that I still have. This is the Seiko SNK 381. I think I've got this somewhere around 2021, is it? Yeah, early 2021. 37mm in diameter, very, very thin, 12mm in thickness, 18mm slug width, and yeah, and the bracelet is crap. Anyway, I just love the aesthetic of this particular piece, because I've just started to like a 37mm case width, and also that field watch aesthetic. I just love how it looks, and those indices, right? So although they are stamped from the back, but they are they are filled with loom, and I just love the loom on this thing because it can definitely compete with those divers back there, right? So yeah, I just love this little watch, and this is the beginning of the of my passion for smaller watches, to be completely honest with you. And yeah, I started to warm up with the idea of wearing a field watch, a 37mm field watch, and I think it looks so damn good, right, in this configuration, right? So one more thing that I do like about this particular piece is the case design, where we have this brush finishing on the top, polish finishing on the beveling here, right? So beveling here, and also a polish finishing on the side, right? So this is not your typical cheap looking Seiko 5 case design, and I think that adds some character to this particular watch. So I've put it on this Vario Singapore leather strap for the Casio AE1200, and I think it looks cool, right? So that is watch number 5, and let's go to watch number 6, which is another gift from my wife in 2021. This is the Seiko Mini Turtle. This Mini Turtle is one of the most underrated Seiko divers out there. I don't really understand why this one doesn't gain any much more popularity, because this thing is really beautiful in my opinion. 42mm in diameter, but it has a 43mm lug width, which makes it an easy watch to wear on almost every wrist size, right? So that is why I think this is they should have expanded the design a little bit more, maybe introduce more interesting colorways. And for me, this is one of the hidden gems that you should find out in the Seiko dive watch category. Right, so blue, I have the blue dial version with a matte blue version, matte blue dial there. Of course, Seiko at this price point, they will not give you a sapphire crystal or even a ceramic bezel insert, so which is to be expected, to be completely honest with you. And of course, we have that prospect logo at the 6 o'clock. Let's do the 1010, and we have that some people really hate this again, that Cyclops there at the 3 o'clock, which for me, I don't really mind it, because this is quite a small watch, so having a Cyclops there really helps in terms of using it, right? So when I want to see the date, right, I've put it on this Strap X Pro rubber strap, which feels and looks very cool. And this, I think my version came with a silicone strap, a Seiko silicone strap, which is okay, not that bad, but still I don't, I just save it. I just save it. I don't really use it. I should have take it out of box, right? So anyway, so this is how this Seiko Mini Turtle SRPC, oh my god, I totally can't remember. Is it SRPC 39? I may be wrong, or is SRPC 37? I can't remember, guys, so sorry about that. So yep, so that is SRPD 25, I think, right? So that, let's go to the next one, the 7th watch, which is the another Seiko Monster 4th gen, but this time around this is the Save the Ocean Antarctic version, where we have that beautifully done footprint of a penguin, which for me, I don't know, guys, Seiko really up their game on the dial department here, and I just love what they do. And of course, having this buying a STO version watch means that you are contributing to the preservant to protecting the Antarctica, right? So yeah, that's, I'm so sorry, I can't spell that word. Preservation, right? Preservation of the Antarctic wildlife, right? So anyway, of course, the exact same case as the 4th gen, but this time around it came with a brush or bead blasted bezel insert, which many people have wanted to see after Seiko released the 4th gen watch, right? So 4th gen Monster. Again, the architecture or the movement are all the same, and of course it has that exact same bracelet that is on the SRPD 25, but I've put it on this Strap X Pro fitted rubber strap and I think it looks absolutely awesome in my opinion, and I just love it, right? So again, thank you very much to Strap X Pro for sponsoring the straps and for letting me try your straps here, right? So awesome looking thing. The only thing that I really don't like about this particular watch is the bezel insert, which is not aligned, which is you're kind of expecting it nowadays, right? So anyway, that is watch number 7, and the last Seiko for today is this SRPH21K1. So the modern iteration of the Seiko 5 Sports, which has it grows in size, but not as big as the Seiko 5 Sport, the SNV, something I can't remember, but yeah, still this is the middle ground there. So, and it features an upgraded movement, but with this classic SNK style dial, right? So I kind of digging that aesthetic, but yeah, still this one is let down by the poor loom application, to be completely honest with you. Of course, the looms on the hands is good, but those tiny little loom dots is really it's not really that strong, to be completely honest with you guys, right? So, and of course it is quite thick at about 13 millimeters, but the size is 39.5 millimeters, lug to lug of 48 millimeters, and it came with a very versatile 20 millimeters lug width, right? So that is how it looks on my 6.75 or 17 centimeters each, 17 centimeters wrist, right, circumference. And yep, let's finish off with a loom shot. Okay guys, so let's just quickly charge these watches with my UV torch. I have a few lights coming in the room right now, so that is why I need to charge them a bit. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, and boom. Yep, you can see that these watches, these Seiko watches really don't disappoint, right? So this is the one of the reason why I fall in love with Seiko in the first. Whenever I see them, they are just like seriously very good in terms of loom, right? So Seiko Monster 2nd Gen, Seiko Turtle here, and the Citizen NY0040. Not really that bright to be complete. It is bright right now, but it doesn't really stay that long in the middle of until maybe at 5 in the morning, right? So this is the unique feature. We have this blue Seiko Lume Bright, and we have the Seiko SN381 in green, right? So yeah, that is also looking good for a field watch. And of course we're gonna have that Seiko Mini Turtle here, very cool as well, and the Seiko STO Antarctica, which glows in green, which is I don't think it should have gone. They should have gone green for this one. They should have gone blue, but yeah, still it is what it is. And the last or the latest Seiko in my collection, kind of disappointed with this one, because yeah, it's those small loom pips is not loom dots are not, it's not really as strong, but it is not as bad as a Vostok for if you guys wanted to know. Right, so there you have it, guys, my STO or state of the collection for my Japanese watch collection. Of course, I'm gonna be doing a few more series on this particular or for this STO video, so please stay tuned. Right, so if you guys like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more future video reviews such as this one, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Stay safe and bye bye.